Hello everyone, welcome back to another Mevo Live. I'm Joseph Capehart. I am the lead technical specialist here for the Mevo CX team, and we are just super excited to have you back. Today, we've changed it up yet again. No longer are we remote. Me and Will are back into the office here in the Brooklyn Navy Yard in New York. So, for today's show, we're going to be using two Mevo starts, both connected via NDI. They're both using power Ethernet adapters, and they are both, hardwired. That's kind of important. Everyone needs to know that. For our audio, I am using a blue baby bottle that is going into a mixer directly to the back of my Mevo Start. And since I am joined by Will, I'll allow him to tell you what he's actually using today.
What's up, everybody? My name is Will Kirkpatrick, and I'm using a Bluebird microphone. These mics are really great. That's why we sound so fantastic every single show. My microphone is connected to a little mixer. I think it's a Behringer 525 or something like that.
502.
502. And then it's going from the mixer directly back into the start using a 3.5 millimeter TRS cable. Yeah.
Gotta love it. So, as you said, we're both using blue microphones. They're both going in the back of the Mevo Start using the 3.5. And the Mevo is handling all of the encoding and handling audio and video sync. So it's wonderful. As always, be sure to put your questions in the chat. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you put your questions in the chat. That's what these shows are for. We want to help. We want to demo things. We're ready. Multicam, Mevo 2.0, whatever it may be, we are prepared to demo that for you today. However, for today's show, we're super excited to really kind of talk about the latest update. Not necessarily for Mevo 2.0 or for multicam, but more so for the Mevo wireless webcam app for both Mac and Windows. For that, let me see. I'm going to make sure I press the right button. And it's this one, right? Yeah, there it is. So we got the Mevo wireless webcam update, and then that is 0.2.1 for Windows and 0.2.2 for Mac OS. This is an improved instructions for first-time users. Essentially, we were getting some feedback that it wasn't very clear what users needed to do once they actually opened the software. Even some users reporting that they didn't realize that it even opened. So we introduced a cool little splash screen for both platforms, which I'll show you as soon as we're done with this. We also are doing in-menu access for the Mevo Help Center. That way you can go directly to the resource that we have built for you, and it'll have all the directions step by step with supporting media to get you set up, whether it's with a wireless webcam app, wired webcam, Mevo 2.0, multicam, whatever it may be. You can get access to all of those from a click of a button. And then, of course, we have our traditional bug fixes and connectivity improvements. Even had some reports already of users who were having issues or having no issues and are having way better stability. So hopefully that's the case for you. If you haven't updated yet, I highly recommend you check that out. You can download that today at mevo.com. And I did mention I'm going to show you what these new splash screens look like just to give you kind of an idea. So this is what the new splash screen, once you open the software for the webcam app for Macintosh. And this is what it's going to show you. It's going to show you exactly where you can find your taskbar settings to connect your Mevo and to select whatever Mevo you want to use. This was often overlooked, and a lot of users didn't realize that that's where it went. So we wanted to make sure we addressed that right away. And then, of course, down on the bottom right, you'll see the OK button or Learn More. That Learn More is going to take you to the specific webcam article. And Mac's not the only one who got a window. Windows also got a nice little window, and it's going to show you because obviously the system menu and the taskbar for Windows and Mac are in two different locations. So we have two different, basically, splash screens. So basic concept, same concept. It shows you exactly where to use the wireless webcam app. So it goes down to your system menu, up in your system menu or your taskbar for Windows, and you can select your Mevo there. And once again, if you do have issues, if you right click on that same icon, you can go to the Help Center directly from there, and you can even open a ticket, which is going to take you to myself or Will, and we are always happy to help. With that being said, I don't want to waste any time. I absolutely want to make sure that we go over this, the Mevo 3-pack. And the reason I'm so urgently ready to talk about it is because me and Will were going to not just our website, but all of our partner retailers, such as, Amazon or B&H, Adorama, Best Buy, all of those. And it seems like they are already sold out or on back order. There's only a few left, I believe. at one of them. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but then we of course have some stock at Mevo.com. So if you're considering getting those are flying off the shelves at our partner websites. So if you can't get them there, you can always get them at Mevo.com, of course, while supplies last. So if you're on the fence about it, I recommend grabbing one sooner rather than later. And then of course, if you don't need any more products, you can always go to Mevo.com/referral and recommend the product to other users. So if you're trying to earn a 5% kickback and save the person you refer 5%, you can do that as well. So all you got to do is go to Mevo.com/referral, sign up, create a custom coupon code, name it after your YouTube channel, Twitch channel, your organization, whatever it may be, hand that out to someone that you want to recommend Mevo to, and earn yourself 5%. You may as well, because you're probably already telling people all the time what it is, because it's not exactly a standard form factor for a camera. So people are pretty curious already. So you may as well earn yourself 5% while you talk about the Mevo. Whew, that was a lot, Will.
Done.
I think I did pretty well. As always, be sure to put your questions in the chat. We are monitoring those actively, so we are more than ready to show you anything, whether it's the Mevo 2.0 app or in the multicam app. Definitely be sure to check out our shows. If you're not aware, our shows are on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. We go live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes it goes a little bit over, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on how everything kind of falls into place. But we do go live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes you'll get one of us, sometimes you'll get three of us. So however, the day kind of shakes out on who's available and what we can kind of make happen, we definitely look forward to these shows. So if you're interested and you want to get and partake in the shows, definitely get a hold of us. Especially if you're creating content, we also want to make sure we're sharing that kind of stuff on the show as well. We don't want to sit here and talk the whole time. We want to make sure we're getting your content out there as well. So if you're creating really cool Mevo related content, we're very open to sharing those. We need to get back to the community shout outs. We haven't done that in a minute. We've been so busy, we haven't been able to do it. But recently we had shared one from Jason Hoffman, and he creates great content. So if you're out there, 100%.
So much stuff.
Yeah. So if you're out there, and it's completely, he talks about all the different platforms. He talks about a lot of really cool things on I think it's called His Favorite Things or My Favorite Things. And he talks a lot of stuff about Mevo, baseball, scoreboards, really cool stuff. So multicam, Mevo Plus, Mevo Start, anything you could think of, he's already talking about it on his channel as well. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, definitely do that. If you're creating cool content like Jason is, make sure you let us know. We would love to do a customer shout out or a user shout out and make sure that the community knows that you're out there, because the more content we have out there for Mevo, the better for everyone. Of course, though, if you do need additional assistance, you can go to help.mevo.com, open a ticket, and you get me and Will and Joseph. Joseph hasn't been around for a couple days, but he's out for a couple days, but he'll be back. He's back, and he's going to be rejuvenated. He's going to be ready to help everyone. So yeah, we're super excited to show you all of that. Now, one thing I really want to talk about today, and I'll get you off there for a second. One thing I really want to talk about today is I want to go over HEVC. So HEVC is a setting that uses half the bandwidth or bit rates that is required for your typical NDI. Why is that important? Well, not everyone's network can handle full NDI or NDI HX at 50 megabytes per second or 12 megabytes per second. HEVC cuts that requirement down in half, and you do not lose any quality. So I want to specifically show you where that is, how you can enable it. Because for most traditional users who are using Mevo, this is going to be a highly recommended feature and very effective for your specific network. I have set up yours for HEVC. I'm pretty sure mine's also set up for HEVC, but I'm going to have to double check that. But let me go over here and show you within the Mevo app. Oh, it didn't resize itself. It makes me so happy when it doesn't do that. So we've got the Mevo app here. Oh, it's flipped. Look at that. You notice that?
Yep.
I'm just doing things today, aren't I? I love it. Anyways, so if you're looking at my lips on the app, don't recommend that, because it's not going to be in sync with what you're seeing in the bottom left or right. Yeah, bottom right. So once you're in the app, you're going to press the ellipsis in the bottom right, press that gear and scroll on down. You're going to see NDI mode right here. I can toggle that on and it takes me back, and it's going to reconnect. And then I can also go right back in, and you'll notice I can't actually turn on HEVC in this mode. You have to be able to you have to have NDI off to enable HEVC. So we're going to turn that back off, turn on HEVC on, and you'll notice right below that NDI settings, it goes from 1080 from that 15 all the way to 1080 7.5. So let's just take a look. Yeah, let's take a look at this menu. So we got the 15, 5, 7.5, and 5. But if we go back, turn on HEVC and go back to that same menu, we're looking at 7.5, 2.5, 3.75, and 2.5. So those drops without seeing any loss in quality is huge for anybody who wants to use NDI, specifically with like Streamlabs, Ecamm, Wirecast, vMix, whatever it may be. So all you have to do is turn that on. You'll see in the bottom left here that we now have NDI enabled in that bottom red dot button. We really need to come up with an official name for it. But you'll see that it indicates that NDI is enabled. And of course, this is useful for anybody who, who's trying to currently use, their Mevo Start in webcam mode and use multiple Mevo at the same time. And, you can't use USB over, 15 feet?
Right.
So after 15 feet, using wired webcam is not an option, and wireless webcam only allows one Mevo simultaneous or at a time. So you can't use two simultaneously. So that's when NDI is going to come in and really kind of save the day for you. You get great quality, as you're seeing from us today. And there's a lot of really cool stuff coming down the road. But of course, if you only need one, you can always use wired webcam mode by going into this menu here, tapping that on, and once again, that bottom left go live button or action button, I don't want to do that, does say and is labeled with webcam mode.
Also, fun fact about HEVC is it's actually been around in the Mevo ecosystem for a bit now. So we've had it in recording for a very long time. And we also have it in multicam. And that's actually how the cameras connect to the multicam app. And that's why it takes not a ridiculous amount of bandwidth for having 3 Mevos to connect to a single multicam device. Is because it's HEVC, and we can reduce that bandwidth in half. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Why don't we just go ahead and pull that up and kind of show us what the bandwidth and bit rates and all of that looks like in the multicam app. Let me go ahead and switch over to you and take a look at what that looks like.
Cool.
Awesome. We're up.
Yeah, so check it out. So if you're familiar with Mevo and you've been doing it for a long time, then you'll know that we recommend 10 megabytes per second to do a really high quality 1080p stream. And you'll notice that what is required in the multicam app for camera input quality is only 5,000 kilobits per second. So that's actually just 5 megabytes. So it's really cool to have HEVC in the multicam app. It's not how you stream, but it is how the Mevos stream to the multicam app.
Yeah, it's a common misconception with like bit rates, local network bit rates, bandwidth, and local network, and then like your upload speed. So it's definitely something that we really try to stress to get users to understand that, your local bandwidth and your upload speed are two very different things and two very different numbers. There's a lot more going on your local network than what actually goes out to the internet. So, your 3 cameras using as much, actual bandwidth locally, it's not going to require that same bandwidth going upload. Typically, we cap them out. Of course, the Mevo 2.0 or 2.5 or multicam app, they do cap them out. So you don't really max out your network like crazy. However, if you have your out of box experience from your specific, like your normal typical network for your home network, then you may run into some issues. We do see that regularly where users get their stock modem or router and then it's just not in a great situation to really perform.
Right. Yeah. Usually users that run into the most problems are using their ISP provided modem or router. And that just always causes problems, whether it is just poor network bandwidth or just lots of blocks like firewalls, blocked ports, stuff like that.
And for anyone who's not aware, ISP stands for Internet Service Provider. So that's your Spectrum, your Optimum, your AT&T, whoever it may be who's providing your local internet access. That's your Internet Service Provider. So usually those standard modems and routers that they're providing you, they do run or typically run into most issues when it comes to your network. So you kind of want to look at these aftermarket solutions. And they're not like expensive or anything. you're typically renting your ISP's modem or router. So you're looking at like 5, 10, 15 bucks a month. If you go and buy it from like Amazon, you're looking at like $60, $80 one time. Of course, there is higher end ones like the Google one, and you know, you got gamer ones like the Nighthawk ones, and you know, now you're up at like $300, $200, $300. But you don't necessarily need that. We've got I don't even remember what brand that one is down there.
We've got the TP Link.
It was a TP Link one. It was like $60, and we can max out like 5 or 6 hardwired NDI, and that thing won't struggle at all. So you can definitely, and we highly recommend it. Go check out some ones that aren't provided by your network provider or your ISP, and see if you can get some better performance. Remember, please put your questions in the chat. We absolutely want to get involved with some questions. So please, if you have some, let us know. I don't even have YouTube up or Facebook up because we're not going live to Facebook.
Right.
But maybe there are some questions populating there. So I'll go ahead and bump that up just a little bit. It
is webcam day though. So
it is webcam day.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It's amazing how popular wireless webcam is, and it's just been getting better and better and better with each update, and it's still in beta, but it's really, really good now.
Yeah, I mean, we was looking at the analytics the other day to kind of see where we could prioritize our energy or prioritize our article updates. And our articles, it's not even close. The webcam article was getting like 30 to 50,000 views compared to the next one that was like 10,000 views. It was like way more. It wasn't even close. And so, you know, some of that has to do with, you know, the initial experience not being great. So now we have that splash screen to kind of correct it. However, I think a lot of it has a lot to do with people genuinely just wanting to use it outside of the traditional way of using a Mevo, which is taking it remote and all of those things. Now, when they're not remote, they're not at their, you know, kids' sporting event. They're not at their, house of worship or something like that. They're now at home and they can use it for Google Meets. You can use it for Zoom, Discord, use it for a Twitch stream if you're gaming on your computer, whatever it may be. You can use your Mevo, and you can do it with webcam mode without jumping through a lot of hoops by simply, whether it's wired webcam and you just enable it in the app and plug it in, or if it's wireless webcam mode and you have to go download it, but that literally takes like less than a minute. And now it's even easier with that splash screen that literally shows you exactly where the webcam app is installed once you launch it. So yeah, it's great. And I actually, sorry, go ahead.
I think it's the most frictionless way to connect your Mevo to your computer. You know, with wired webcam mode is great, but you got to download the app. You've got to have wired webcam mode turned on.
Yeah.
NDI is obviously a lot more complicated.
Yep.
You've got to have a lot of different things going on for NDI.
If you look at like the third-party options, right? So you say you have like a DSLR or something like that. Now you're looking at like you need capture cards and you need all of these other things. Yeah, cam links, things like that. And now, yeah, it really is. And I think that is often overlooked. It really is a pretty simple and, you know, not flawless just yet. It's pretty close. It's getting there. It is still in beta. So, you know, there are still some hiccups that we're working on. But, you know, when you compare it to, you know, buying a $600-$700 DSLR, buying Camlink for $150, $250, $300, because at one point they were
cabling, right?
Yeah,
this is completely wireless.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is too, like, say you get a DSLR or something, like I think Camlinks and a lot of the capture cards right now are they're not easy to find. No. And a lot of the times if you find them, it's third party and someone's really shot those prices up because of demand. Yeah. So instead of going that route, get that 1080p quality from your Mevo Start wirelessly out of the box. No additional purchases necessary, no plans, no subscriptions required. You can absolutely go ahead and pull it out and take advantage of that. And then, of course, we've got multicam, and that's a big thing a lot of people want to do is they want to use multicam in the same way where you can output multicam via webcam mode. Now, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we do advertise that this is coming, right? I was about to say, Mevo.com does state that feature is coming. The picture-in-picture NDI.
Yeah.
I just want to double check because I always do this. Yeah, picture-in-picture NDI video playback, advanced audio mixing. So, like, you know, a lot of these really cool features are coming down the road where you can output your multicam, and now you're looking at, that's 3 less capture cards that you need. That's your whole switching softwares in the application, and you can output it in a lot of different ways. So we talk about NDI here. So that's one way we in the future we'll be able to do that with multicam. Fingers crossed for a future release of webcam mode. A lot of really cool things down the road where you get a full production setup using multicam, and you get to output it to your favorite platform, whether it's Zoom. No more using virtual webcam for OBS or Streamlabs or anything. No more of that, right? You get to use the multicam feature, use all the cool advanced graphics, use all of the cool audio mixing functions, and even auto director, and take your production up another level when it comes to our webcam functionalities. So a lot of really cool stuff coming down the pipeline, and it's awesome. Oh, cool. We got some questions going on, and it looks like our viewership's finally popping up a little bit on YouTube. So we're trying something a little different today. We're not going live to Facebook because we really want to make sure we're delivering the highest quality of video that we can, and YouTube allows us to do that at 1080p. Facebook knocks us down to 720, and the last thing we want is to have our shows lower quality. So by going to YouTube, we're hoping we can pull some more viewers over there. So it looks like we have some questions. Joseph says, I have a PoE splitter. Would this give internet access for the Mevo camera when hooked up? I tried it and it powered it via Ethernet switch. I'm not sure what is the PoE splitter, what users are talking about in the customer group, where they go in via PoE and then it outputs via like USB-C and...
I don't know. I don't know about a PoE splitter. You can definitely use a USB-C splitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Joseph, if you could send us a link, I would go to help.mevo.com, open up a ticket, and send us a link specifically to the product and then how you're trying to use it, and then we might be able to help you with it. Unfortunately, we don't really advertise any support for any splitters. The only PoE support we do have is for the Mevo Power Ethernet adapter, which is guaranteed to work. So, and if it doesn't, you've got a warranty. You're covered. So I can't really speak on this third-party one, but if you send us a ticket with a link and some explanation of how you're trying to use it, we'd be happy to look over it for you. Let's see here. On multicam map, you can control 3 cameras. If let's say 2 cameras are hooked on Wi-Fi and one's on Ethernet, would those cameras run smoothly? 100%. Absolutely. The way that it all works is it uses, timestamps and everything like that to handle audio, to handle video sync. So you're not going to have to deal with, video from Wi-Fi and Ethernet being different in multicam. Multicam is going to handle that all for you. So whether you're using Wi-Fi or Ethernet, you should be solid. You could use 3 Ethernets, 3 Wi-Fis, and you can mix and match. And same for, Mevo First Gen, Mevo Plus, Mevo Start. You can mix and match those as well in multicam. It's pretty solid. We don't really get to show you very much about using all of the older generation Mevo because we're surrounded by Mevo Starts, but the ability's there, and that goes for webcam mode as well. Webcam mode works for all Mevo generations, but I still highly recommend, for higher quality, better low light performance, better audio, better battery life, I highly recommend just going with the Mevo Start because it gives you the most flexibility. If webcam mode has an issue for whatever various reasons, you can always use NDI. If NDI has issues, you get a webcam mode. And if the wireless network isn't working, you get audio via wired webcam with the Mevo Start. So there's a lot of fallbacks when you use the latest technology from Mevo.
So it looks like he's talking about not a PoE splitter specifically, but a like one of those adapters that has both USB and Ethernet on it.
Oh, so like you put Ethernet in and it comes out Ethernet and
No, like the USB-C into the back of the Start, and then it's got ports for Ethernet and USB.
Oh, so like a USB hub.
Yeah.
Or USB-C hub. Yeah, Joseph, go ahead and open up a ticket. We do have an article. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see.
How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
I was like, are you saying something over there? So let's see if we can go over to here. So we don't have the Help Center viewing right now. Let's see if I can do. There we go. So we've got the Help Center. Let's go. We actually had this same question. You just type in Ethernet power adapter, and third-party adapters. Scroll down a little bit. There's me. It's very important. So we've got the Mevo PoE adapter here, but if you're talking about something like these adapters, we have an extensive list, right?
Yeah.
And
Definitely, Ethernet female splits into a USB-C Ethernet male. Ethernet female splits into USB.
I think it's this thing that some users are doing in the Facebook group. I think it's an adapter. Yeah, it's strange. I think it's like they use it for switch, and then like basically they're combining it. So they're using like a PoE adapter that takes PoE, turns it into Ethernet and USB-C, and then goes into one of our hubs, one of the hubs that we've recommended.
Interesting.
Yep. At least I know a lot of people are doing that for the Mevo Plus as well.
Send us a link though. We'd love to check it out.
For sure. So we do have a lot of third-party adapters here. Of course, we cannot guarantee constant functionality with these. These are third-party. So, we will regularly check in on them. So if something goes wrong, but what we can guarantee is that you will always be supported if you have an Ethernet power adapter. So sometimes it's just kind of better to, bite the bullet and get what is made from us. And not to mention, this is the only USB-C power Ethernet adapter available at the time of release, and I believe still the only product of its kind. So it is nothing like these adapters that you find down here for, $10, $20, $30, nothing like that. This is specifically PoE. It takes Ethernet on one side and outputs both power and Ethernet on the other. There's no other USB-C adapter out there on the market that does the same thing. So definitely very important to look into that. And I can't recommend enough that you just go with what is proven. Awesome, Joseph. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if it's not on the list either, we're curious. So go ahead and open a ticket. We're curious to look at it. But honestly, since it's not on the list, we don't own one. So it's going to be extremely difficult to tell you why it's not working. But we are very curious, and we'll dig deeper, and maybe we can go ahead and order some of those adapters and test it in-house as well. Oh, you were reading Ben's post?
Yeah, I was just jumping down to say hey.
Gotcha.
Let's see, we've got another question. Is there a coming update where you can use multicam app with the iPad in vertical mode, not only when zooming cameras? So technically the iPad app is vertical mode only right now, but landscape mode, which I'm pretty sure you're talking about, is not out, and
it's being researched.
It's something that we're looking into.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we would love to see it just as much as you would. And we've pushed our agenda. I can assure you, we definitely want to see it in the upcoming updates. We don't have a timeline for when that may come out, but when it is ready and somebody does tell me it's happening, I'm sure we won't be able to keep our mouths shut because we're just really bad at that game. All right. So Ron says, I wonder if you could add some less costly stream sites. Vimeo is very expensive. So great news, Ron. You can absolutely use YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch.
Yeah, so lots of free options. You can, of course, do custom RTMP, do a lot of other options. But if you're referring to multi-destination streaming, Vimeo is obviously a great option. But you can also use Restream and Caster. I think those are $16 a month. So there are cheaper options for sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to your shot because somebody, it's Dan. Dan says that there's quite a storm behind you, and he is not wrong. It is looking ugly.
We're hoping that this is not going to be the case tomorrow because we're doing a cool shoot. But yeah, right now it's not looking real great.
Yeah, it is absolutely not looking pretty out there. Ugh. We can't catch a break, can we? Watch, we're going to lose power or something. I'm calling it now. Joseph says the recent update on 2.0 enables PDF. Is it possible to have it compatible for PowerPoint? I also noticed that the multicam app does not have this feature where you can upload slides. Will an update be close on the horizon? All right, Joseph. So the functionality that you're talking about, you can absolutely use a PDF. We recommend export your PowerPoint into PDF. That's how you can use your PowerPoint in the Mevo 2.0 app. As for it coming for multicam, it is absolutely going to be coming. I don't know of the date when that's coming out, but I can tell you that It's going to come. So every feature that we can take from the Mevo 2.0 app and put it in the multicam app, we're going to do. It's just a matter of time and priority. So we get the track analytics. We can see, you know, how many users are using X, how many users are using Y, and we can kind of prioritize based on that. So, and of course, feedback. So if you want something, we want to make sure we're doing it, but we also have to see, you know, how many users are using it as it stands now in the Mevo 2.0 app, and kind of prioritize what order we port things over in.
Yeah, if you have a PowerPoint or presentation that is, you know, a relatively small size, you can certainly break up the graphics and do them all individually in the multicam app. But yeah, if you're using a slideshow that has 50 plus pages, that might not be best.
Yeah, that's probably professional opinion. That might be too long of a slideshow. That's a long slideshow, my friend. But I get it. We all have our own needs and we all have our own reasons to do what we do. But you know, if you can condense it to get just under 50 or just at 50, that'd be great. If not, you can upload multiple slideshows, right? So if it's 100, you can split it up. Now you got 2 slideshows. Export them both as PDFs, put them both up in the app, and you should be good. Awesome, Joseph. Awesome. So thanks for participating in the show. It's great to hear from you, and hopefully we can get those updates out for you for multicam and get you better running. So I don't know what the actual reason is for why we can't exceed 50. I wonder if that goes away when we go to multicam or not, because we're no longer storing it on the Mevo, right? So I wonder if that is a limitation we can do away with.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I don't know. I'll ask for you, Joseph. We have the same name. I'm here for you.
And everything like that.
What's that?
Got more RAM available too.
Yeah, more RAM, more processing power. I mean, we're really pushing the mobile devices these days. We may as well continue on that trend. All right, everyone. So we're at 36 minutes. We're going to keep on keeping on. I don't even know where my Mevo's at anymore. I think someone stole it on our network because it's gone. It is gone. But we can go here. I do want to go ahead and kind of talk about how you can go and about uploading a PDF, and I do. Cool. So I'm going to go back over to the Mevo app, and since we do have Joseph in here and we are talking about using a PDF, as we mentioned, you can go to PowerPoint and export it as a PDF. So it's a simple, and by the way, this is all free now, so you don't need a plan to do this any longer. Yeah. It's definitely important to do. No. So as you see, you open up this screen and you're greeted with a bunch of plus signs and some predetermined shots. So by clicking the middle one, we can press, you know, we got slide, or you can do like presentation. You can import a presentation, and let's see, we've got my API RTMP comparison. So what happens here, it takes the PDF that I uploaded, and I can slide through here, kind of talk about, you know, whatever it may be, gets you preview to make sure you're using the right stuff. And once I confirm it's the right stuff, I can press the checkbox here. Now what's happening is this PDF is being uploaded to the SD card on the Mevo. This is specifically a Mevo Plus that's mounted on the, actually no, this is a Mevo Start now. Used to be a Mevo Plus. So this is a Mevo Start that's mounted up on the window over there that's shooting outside. And basically once it's done spinning, so it says upload 3 of 4. Once it's done, we'll be able to select that. We can also go ahead and kind of do some other things while we're at it, right? So we can add some pictures. Let's talk about the doggo here. I always like to bring him in every time I get a chance. It's the best doggo. All right, so we've got my doggo here, you know, so I can upload that at the same time and make it kind of work double, right? So you can add as many graphics as you want. The only limitation is how big your SD card is in your Mevo. Now, it is different for multicam, and I'll let Will show you how to do something similar for multicam, not specifically for slideshows because that's not an option yet, but how to add some graphics. But it's important to note that it's different because these graphics are no longer stored on the Mevo when you're using multicam. When you're using multicam, the multicam app is acting as the encoder. So it's using the mobile device and it's storing all of these on the mobile device specifically. And once these are done uploading, I'll show you how to apply them, and then we'll jump over to the multicam app and show you how to do the same thing. But it's actually, I actually like the user interface for multicam better. I think it's more intuitive for users because it really spells it out. So I'll let you show them as soon as this is done. I'm kind of giving it a little bit of time, but to be honest, this iPad is not fast. Anyways, we'll come back and I'll show you how to apply it, but let's go over to the multicam app and let Will show you how to do. Whoa, you already got a lot of cool graphics up.
Always.
So,
Obviously, multicam app, you can jump to graphics by just tapping that little center icon, and you can do all the same kinds of graphics in terms of location as the Mevo 2.0 app. So if you hit the plus button, you can go to graphics and you've got full screen overlay, lower third, over the shoulder, corner bug, and you can do graphics that you create in the multicam app. You can do graphics that you're importing that are JPEG files or PNG files. So let's just do full screen overlay. I can adjust the background color to anything I want. Let's do blue. You can add text, change it to white. You can move the text around, and you can do image opacity as well. So if I just want to just high there, and then very quickly you've got your graphic. You can tap it on and off, and then I've got a lot of other preset graphics that I already put in here. So I've got lower third right there. You can do these kind of full screen overlays. This is a PNG file, that's why it can do that transparency, which is really fun. Of course, you know, there's lots of people that put the lyrics on screen for their house of worship services, so you can easily do that in the multicam app. Here's an over-the-shoulder graphic for you know, album artwork. What's great about these graphics also is, you know, you can add shadows to kind of add this depth and really cool just outline for everything. And then you can do, of course, full screen graphics, and
yeah,
it's obviously a really popular one.
I was about to say, I was like, do you have the baseball one up still so we can show it? That one's a good one.
So this is really cool because this is a PNG file graphic, which is why it's transparent, but it is a full screen graphic, and I can go into edit at any time, tap the text, and quickly change the score to a brutal 1 to 5.
Poor team.
Yeah, it's very sad. So yeah, graphics are really, really cool and really easy in the multicam app and completely free. And don't forget, you can use 1 or 3 Mevos.
You know, when I did a demo with your graphic, because you sent it to me last week, and I did a demo, and I had Mevo and then everyone else, and I put Mevo. The score was super high. It's a good one. I like it. So Mevo's winning. Everyone else is just not. So that's what's important. So let's see. Looks like mine is finally done uploading. So I can go ahead, select my doggo, do a check mark, and now everyone sees the doggo. Now, Echo can also be moved to the left. He can be moved to the right, or however I see fit. And that's the only area, and top right, you'll see where it's applied. Of course, you can do the same exact thing with those slides that we have. So we've got the slides here. In the bottom left, though, you'll notice that some arrows pop up, and I can actually just toggle through each slide. So you'll notice that every time I tap it, the slide in the top right changes. I can also tap on here and do this navigation by visually jumping. Instead of doing it one by one, incrementing it up one by one, I can jump around however I see fit. If someone, you know, jumps into the show late and asks a question we may have covered already, I can be like, actually, yeah, you know, let's go and talk about what that looked like, and, you know, select a slide that is appropriate for that. And of course, not yet in multicam, but will eventually come, is the countdown functionality. Super useful. We use it for our shows, and I highly recommend using it for things like you know, halftime, or, you know, intermission for a play or a performance. You know, whether you're just taking a break, especially as a streamer, if you're streaming and you're like, man, I've been here for, you know, I've got an 8-hour stream today, and every couple hours or every hour you want to take a break, go get some water, and you're going to step away for a moment. You don't need a full-blown production setup. You can just use the app, throw up, you know, I'll be back in 5 minute kind of thing. Whoa. Put some seconds on there. You know, add some text, or you can just use an image as well, which is super good or nice if you can come up with a nice image. So let's say, I don't know, let's take me, I guess. It's going to cover my face if I do this, isn't it? Oh, well. All right. So I can go back in here. As you can see, it's white. So I want to make sure the text is actually black instead of that. Go back, change the picture again, and then press the check box. What's going to happen now is once this is done, I can select the countdown and apply it to a full screen, letting users know that, hey, when this timer's up, I will be back. Now, what's important is to note is when that timer is up, the slide will go down. It is no longer going to be up. Just like at the beginning of the show here, when it hit 0, it went straight to my shot opposed to me having to bring it down manually. So once I apply it and the timer's done and it expires, it will go away. Now, say you want to do a countdown to a specific time. Say you're not doing a specific duration, but you want a time. Instead of doing 5 minutes, I can specifically say what time I want to start. So say I want to start at 5 o'clock p.m., and basically it'll use your local time on your mobile device to count down from the time that you're trying to go to in the current time. So now I can just select this, put it over, and you'll notice that in the top right, there's a countdown that is now showing. So they're no longer seeing the camera shot. They are now seeing the countdown within the app. So once that timer's up, it's going to go away and display the feed that you're seeing on the main preview. So definitely a lot of really cool options and functionality that comes with graphics that are completely free. So if you've not had a chance to go check it out, I highly recommend you do that. Looks like we have some more questions. So Silbert says, "Good afternoon from the Bahamas. I'm jealous." I'm jealous. I don't even want to answer the rest of the question. Will we be able to import video clips to augment a story like a news clip? Yeah, so actually on multicam, we advertise that picture-in-picture is coming. So typically that would mean video clips as well. So I would look out for that. Unfortunately, don't have a timeline on when that will come, but we have a pretty good track record of saying when we're going to do something, we do it. So I would just keep a lookout for that. If you are not yet following or subscribed to our channel, make sure you do that. And as soon as the update's out, we're going to talk about it. Just like we did today, the wireless webcam update came out for Mac and Windows, and we talked about it. So when it does happen, be sure to make sure you're following and subscribing. That way you get updated and you get a walkthrough as soon as it happens. Ernest says, "Speaking of streaming, are there any plans to allow for a video input in the multicam app, maybe NDI, so we can add?" Well, same thing, Ernest. Same thing. So we do have on mevo.com. Let me see here. What's it show if I do this? If I go to the desktop, does it show? Cool. So if you go to mevo.com, this is what the page looks like. We do advertise on the multicam page that NDI integration is coming, video playback is coming, picture-in-picture is coming, and advanced audio mixing is coming. So these are all functions coming in the Mevo Multicam app, which you can download free today on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. So go ahead and get your hands on a 3-pack if you don't already have some. If you already have some, you can always get single units. But yes, those functionalities are absolutely coming. We do not have a timeline on them yet, unfortunately. But yes, both of those things, playback, video playback, NDI, all of it's coming. And I can't wait personally because multicam is super powerful. And once we have those, we can probably stop using all of the platforms we're using now. Because, I mean, if you think about it, I don't know yet, but I'm sure there's a way to output the screen via NDI or something. I would imagine, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You would think. So
NDI 5.
You
got NDI Bridge now.
Ernest says he has 5 starts. Well, Ernest,
That's awesome.
you should still go get a 3-pack. I highly recommend it. No kidding. You can never go wrong. More is better. Don't let anyone tell you any different. More is better. Well, thanks, Ernest, for the for participating and joining us today. Definitely make sure you tune in because, it's, like I said to Silbert, we will absolutely be talking about those features the very moment they're released. Typically, we release them, we do a post about it, and then we do a live show that day. So be sure to kind of tune in, subscribe, all of those things. That way you are getting the latest and you get, a step-by-step walkthrough of how these functions work. And then, of course, you get the Q&A action. You get to ask us live, if you do have any questions while you're trying to learn to use it yourself. So definitely be sure to take advantage of those things.
Yep.
Whew. Wow. So questions are slowly slowing down. Looks like okay, I thought I had something on Facebook for a second as well. I think everybody from Facebook's finally coming over here. We got some likes. Look at that. Got some viewers. Things are happening. I'm sorry. I'm looking at all the analytics because I just like looking at them. It's like it's a climbing mountain. It's just like ding, ding. It just goes up. We do appreciate you all. We really do. So thank you for coming in. You have anything else you want to cover before we kind of wrap things up for the day? I feel like we talked about a lot today already.
We did a lot of the exciting stuff. If you're just now joining, it looks like there's some people that are just kind of popping in now. Today was cool, exciting day. We're talking about webcam, wireless webcam. There's some updates that are out now for both Mac and PC.
Yeah, let me do it. So definitely not this slide. There we go.
2.1 and 2.2. Improved instructions is just something that we've been looking forward to for a very long time. So that's great. And it's also, it's much faster now. So that's even better, much faster, more stable.
Yeah. You know, one thing, I had to update Zoom, and I think Andy also had to update his Zoom, and I think a few people have now had to update their Zoom when they're using it. And I think there might have been a bug, and I don't know whose side it was on, but an update with Zoom seemed to fix it. So I definitely recommend, if you're going to go ahead and update your Mevo webcam app, go ahead and update Zoom as well if you're a Zoom user to the latest version. I know I was using a pretty outdated version of Zoom, and I was having some crashes earlier today. Not even using Mevo, but using NDI. So if you are having issues with Zoom with any webcam source, make sure you're using the latest version. It's extremely important. I know it's extremely easy to lose track of what version you are using, so I definitely recommend it. And if you're wondering what the improved instructions actually looks like, we did go ahead and take some screenshots here. This is what it looks like for the Mac version. You get introduced with a splash screen. It shows you exactly where to look on your computer desktop, and we have a similar prompt here for Windows. It tells you, hey, one more thing. If you go down here, you can officially see where wireless webcam is. That way, you know where to look once you launch it. Previously, you would launch it and nothing notable would happen. So a lot of users needed some extra guidance. So we introduced this. So it's kind of one of those things that, if you notice that you could use a little bit more help throughout a process, or maybe something isn't intuitive, let us know, because this is how things and changes and modifications like this take place. It's direct feedback from all of you. You let us know, what you think needs improved. We try to do our best to make it easier for you. So it's just a direct result of user feedback is what this whole update was about. So if you are experiencing any other kind of, settings, conflicts, or misunderstandings, please let us know, and let us know, like, what would you do or what would you prefer? That way we can try to take some action on your feedback. Definitely extremely important. So before we wrap up the day's show, I am going to hit this one more time. We do have the Mevo 3-pack. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, these are going quickly. So our partners just got them late last week, I believe, or maybe it was all week last week. I'm not sure. And I think 3 or 4 out of 5 of them are already sold out and back ordered. Yeah. So if you are looking forward and wanting to get your hands on a 3-pack, I cannot tell you how urgent you have to do it. Because as soon as they're all sold out, we will be, they're going to come to us, and that's where our inventory is going to start to dwindle as well. So it's very, very important. And last but not least, if you already have a 3-pack, or you already have as many Mevo as you possibly want and need, and you find yourself talking about it with users anyways, or other people, and you're basically referring and being a promotional person for us, you may as well go ahead and sign up for the referral program on mevo.com/referral. This allows you to get a custom coupon code you can hand out to your friends, family, colleagues, associates, and whatever have you, and you can save them 5% off their purchase on mevo.com and earn yourself 5% commission from their purchase. So if you're already doing this, you may as well take advantage of it. There is a note, it is US only, so our US-based customers can sign up for this today. And like I said, it's a custom coupon code, so you get to name it after your organization, your YouTube channel, Twitch channel, whatever it may be, and it definitely improves conversion rates when you get to do things like that. So if you're not already doing this, I highly recommend you sign up. It's free to sign up. So, you know, worst case scenario, no one uses it. Best case, you earn 5% off of at least one purchase. So, you know, why not, right? We do have one more question before we wrap up today's show. John says, when will NDI mode for Mevo be available for multicam? So John, we did cover this a little earlier. We don't have a timeline for it, but it is coming. NDI, picture-in-picture, video playback, and advanced audio settings are all coming to multicam. We're pretty good at keeping our promises when it comes to features we say we're going to come out with. So definitely keep an eye out for it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us at Mevo Camera on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you are wanting to know when something comes out, that's the best way to find out. And then, of course, tuning into our shows. That way we can demo it for you as soon as it's out. And then sometimes we do get to do some demos for some stuff that's not out. So definitely tune in if you're trying to get the inside track of what is going on in Mevo land. All right, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to another Mevo Live. We will be back next Tuesday. Will and I will be back. So please make sure you like, follow, subscribe, as I mentioned, and we will be live on YouTube yet again. We can't wait to talk to you again. Thank you for participating, and be sure to go ahead at mevo.com and take advantage of any sales or any kind of sales we're doing right now. If we are, I don't think we have any right now, but go to mevo.com, take advantage before we run out of inventory. I don't want you to be left behind. So go ahead and take advantage of that as soon as possible. And until Tuesday, Will and I will see you then. So thank you, everyone.